Many of you are fighting unseen battles every single day. You may feel drained without reason, blocked in your success, or surrounded by negativity that seems impossible to explain. But listen carefully, not all battles are fought with the eyes, some are fought with the spirit. And sometimes, the solution is much simpler than we imagine. There are foods, natural gifts from creation itself, that carry the power to cleanse you, to protect you, and to break curses that have been holding you back for years. Today, I will reveal one such food that, if eaten once a week, can drive away witchcraft, shatter poverty, and destroy the grip of evil spirits in your life. When we talk about food, most people immediately think about nutrition, vitamins, proteins, and minerals. They think only of the body, of what sustains the physical frame. But very few recognize that what you eat does not only enter your stomach, it enters your spirit. Every seed, every fruit, every leaf carries within it an energy, a vibration, a frequency that was placed there long before you even existed. The earth itself is alive, and it produces foods that are not just for your survival, but also for your spiritual strength. And when you understand this, you begin to realize why some foods leave you feeling heavy, weak, and restless, while others leave you refreshed, clear, and stronger within. Your spiritual energy is deeply connected to your physical body. This is why so many traditions across the world use fasting, herbs, oils, and sacred meals as part of their spiritual practice. They understood something science is only beginning to catch up with. The body is the vessel of the spirit, and if the vessel is polluted, the spirit becomes vulnerable. If the body is strengthened with pure and natural energy, the spirit becomes a fortress. Now, think for a moment about how witchcraft works. It does not always come with loud noises or dramatic events. It often slips in quietly, through the unnoticed cracks, through the weaknesses you do not pay attention to. When your energy is low, when your body is heavy with processed, lifeless foods, you become like an open door to forces that thrive on weakness. This is why the connection between what you eat and the protection of your spirit is so powerful. You may be praying, you may be meditating, but if your body remains weak, the door is still open. When you eat food that carries life, that carries natural strength, you are not just feeding your stomach, you are sealing your spirit. You are aligning yourself with the same energy that created the heavens and the earth. Imagine for a moment a fruit ripened under the sun, nourished by the soil, washed by the rains. That fruit carries the essence of creation itself, and when you consume it, you are taking into yourself a shield, a light, an invisible armor that surrounds you. This is why certain foods are not just recommended but necessary when you are fighting against curses, spells, or generational chains. Because they restore balance to your body and energy to your spirit. They awaken your inner defenses and make it difficult for negativity to attach itself to you. You see, a weak flame can be blown out by the smallest wind, but a strong fire cannot be touched. In the same way, when your spirit burns bright, evil has no place to rest in you. So remember this: every time you eat, you are either feeding your weakness or feeding your strength. Choose life, choose purity, and choose that which empowers you from the inside out. That is where your true protection begins. Witchcraft and curses do not always strike like a storm that you can see and prepare for. They are subtle, patient, and they look for weakness. Just like water finds the smallest crack in a rock and over time breaks it apart, negative forces look for openings in your life. And one of the most common ways they enter is through the body itself. When you are tired, when you are careless with what you consume, when your inner system is heavy and unbalanced, you unknowingly create space for spiritual attacks to take root. You may have noticed that in moments of sickness or exhaustion, fear feels stronger, doubt grows louder, and strange negative events seem to surround you more easily. This is not a coincidence. A weakened body is like an unguarded gate and anything can pass through. Witchcraft, curses, and evil spirits thrive on low energy, and their influence becomes stronger when the vessel carrying the spirit is not well defended. That is why so many people who are under attack feel constantly fatigued, restless at night, and unable to find peace even when nothing seems physically wrong. Their body has become the easy pathway for spiritual intrusion. Now consider the foods most people eat daily: processed, empty of life, disconnected from the source. Such foods might fill the stomach, but they starve the spirit. They weaken the immune system, they dull the senses, and they lower the vibration of the body. In this state, it becomes so much easier for curses to stick, for witchcraft to influence the mind, and for spiritual heaviness to settle in. And the sad truth is, many are fighting battles in prayer and wonder why the attacks don't stop. But the real issue is that their physical gate has been left wide open. But the same way the body can be a point of weakness, it can also be turned into a shield. When you strengthen the body with life-filled foods, when you take care to purify what you allow inside, you make it very difficult for witchcraft to hold on. Spells lose their grip when they cannot find weakness to attach to. Evil spirits cannot thrive in a body that is full of light and strength. Every bite of pure, natural food becomes not just nourishment, but a spiritual defense. This is why people who live in alignment with clean eating, spiritual awareness, and conscious living often appear untouchable by the negativity around them. They may walk through storms, but they remain steady. They may face opposition, but curses cannot bind them. Their body is not an entry point for darkness, but a temple that radiates strength. So if you want to resist witchcraft and break the cycle of curses, do not only focus on your prayers, guard your body as well. Because when the body is strong, the spirit becomes untouchable. There are certain foods in this world that are not just meant to satisfy hunger, but to carry meaning far deeper than the taste on your tongue. For thousands of years, people in different cultures and traditions have recognized the power of specific foods, using them in rituals of cleansing, healing, and protection. These foods are not ordinary, they are symbols of purity and renewal. They remind us that nature was designed with intention, and within that design lies the power to protect us from forces we cannot always see. Think of how a simple fruit or herb has survived for centuries, always returning in season, always giving life without asking for anything in return. It carries the memory of the earth, the strength of the soil, the purity of rainwater, and the energy of the sun. When such a food is consumed, it does more than nourish the body, it awakens the spirit. It fills you with an energy that evil cannot withstand, because it comes directly from creation itself. That is why certain foods have been considered sacred, why they were placed on altars, why they were shared during times of prayer, and why they were used to break chains of negativity and darkness. The chosen food we speak of has been regarded as a shield, a purifier, and a symbol of protection. It is not simply because of its nutritional content, but because of the vibration it carries. When you eat it, you are aligning yourself with generations of people who used it as a weapon against curses, as a cleanser of the spirit, and as a symbol of hope. It becomes a declaration that you will not be consumed by fear, that you will not be controlled by witchcraft, that you will not live under the shadow of evil spirits. And there is a reason why it should be eaten regularly, not occasionally. Because protection is not built in one moment, but in consistency. Just as the body needs constant nourishment to stay alive, the spirit needs constant reinforcement to stay guarded. When you consume this food once a week, you create a rhythm, a cycle of renewal that resets your energy and strengthens your defenses. It is like refreshing the walls of your fortress, making sure that no cracks are left open for negativity to slip through. This food becomes more than something on your plate. It becomes a reminder of your strength, your purity, and your protection. Each time you consume it, you are telling your spirit, I am clean, I am strong, I am guarded. It is not just what enters your body, but what it represents in your life. So understand this truth when you embrace the food chosen for protection. You are not just eating, you are declaring victory over witchcraft, over poverty, and over the grip of evil spirits. Protection is not something that happens by accident. Just like strength in the body is built by regular training, strength in the spirit is built by consistent practice. It is not enough to do something once and expect the results to last forever. Evil does not rest. Darkness does not stop searching for entry points. That is why the habit of eating this chosen food once a week is so important. It is not superstition, it is discipline. It is a way of reminding your spirit and your body that you will not let your guard down, that you will not leave the doors of your life open to attack. When you create this rhythm, something powerful begins to happen. You align yourself with a cycle of renewal. Each week, your body is not only nourished but also recharged with spiritual strength. It is like pouring fresh oil into a lamp so the flame never dies out. A single spark can fade quickly, but a flame that is constantly fueled burns so bright that no darkness can overcome it. The weekly practice ensures that your shield is never weak, that your defenses are never lowered, and that negativity has no chance to settle in your life. Many people suffer because they start strong but lack consistency. They pray once when they are desperate, but forget to continue when life feels easier. They cleanse once when they feel heavy, but leave themselves open after a few days. Consistency is the key that separates temporary relief from permanent freedom. Eating this food once a week is not just about the food itself. It is about building a rhythm of discipline, about teaching yourself to remain vigilant, and about refusing to give evil spirits the chance to regroup and strike again. Imagine your life like a fortress. If you guard it one day and abandon it the next, the enemy will wait for the moment you grow careless. But if every week you reinforce the walls, if every week you cleanse and strengthen yourself, the enemy will grow wary and eventually it will leave. This is the power of persistence. It is not the big dramatic moments that protect you most, it is the small consistent actions repeated over time that create unshakable strength. Each time you follow this weekly cycle, you are declaring with your actions that witchcraft cannot rest in your life, that poverty cannot chain you, and that evil spirits cannot claim you. You are not giving them a single moment of opportunity. You are maintaining your shield, keeping your fire alive, and ensuring that your path stays clear and open. So understand, protection comes to those who are consistent. Eat this once a week, not as a ritual of fear, but as a rhythm of strength. Because when you remain disciplined, no curse, no spell, and no spirit can stand against you. Poverty is not only about money. Poverty is a spirit, a condition of limitation, a chain that binds people and makes them believe they are destined to struggle. It is the silent force that blocks opportunities, turns abundance into scarcity, and closes doors just when you thought they would open. Many people work hard, yet no matter how much effort they put in, they see no results. They save, but unexpected losses take it away. They build, but something always tears it down. This is not coincidence. This is the hand of negative energy working against them, and very often, it is fueled by witchcraft and curses that seek to keep a person trapped. But just as darkness cannot remain where there is light, poverty cannot remain where spiritual chains are broken. The food we speak of does not only nourish the body and strengthen the spirit, it also begins to dismantle the hidden structures of poverty in your life. When you eat it with intention, with awareness, and with consistency, you are not just feeding your stomach, you are aligning yourself with abundance. You are declaring that lack has no right to live inside of you. Negative energy thrives in weakness, and poverty is one of its greatest weapons. It convinces the mind to accept less, it weakens the will to fight, and it places a veil over the eyes so opportunities cannot even be seen. But when the body is cleansed and the spirit is strengthened, that veil is lifted. Suddenly, you begin to see paths that were hidden before. Ideas come more clearly, courage to act replaces fear of failure, and step by step, the chains of poverty begin to fall away. This is why so many traditions understood the link between food, spirit, and prosperity. They believe that when you consume something pure, something alive, it carries not just energy but blessing. It restores balance and attracts favor. And once favor begins to flow, poverty has no power to stay. Because prosperity is not only about possessions, it is about energy. It is about being aligned with growth, with opportunities, with success, and with freedom. You may think, how can something so simple make such a difference? But simplicity is often where the greatest power lies. A small key can open the heaviest door. A single seed can grow into a tree that feeds generations. In the same way, one simple act, done consistently, can change the entire direction of your life. Eating this food once a week is that act. It is a key that unlocks doors poverty has kept shut. So understand this truth. The moment you strengthen your spirit and body, poverty loses its grip and abundance begins to flow. Eat with intention, and you will see that curses break, opportunities open, and blessings chase after you. Life was never meant to be lived in fear, constantly looking over your shoulder, waiting for the next attack of witchcraft, the next curse, or the next misfortune. You were designed to live with strength, with clarity, and with freedom. But to step into that life, you cannot only think of the body, or only think of the spirit. You must bring both into harmony. When your body is purified and your spirit is strong, something remarkable happens. You begin to live in alignment, and alignment creates abundance. Abundance is not only about wealth. It is about peace of mind, health in the body, and strength in the spirit. It is about walking into a room and knowing you are untouchable by the negativity around you. It is about waking up each day with clarity, with courage, and with the conviction that your life is guided and protected. This kind of life is not built in one moment. It is built step by step, choice by choice, week by week. And one of the most powerful choices you can make is to be consistent with the small actions that keep your spirit sharp and your body strong. The food we speak of is more than nourishment. It is a reminder that you are connected to creation, that you are not weak, and that you carry within you the strength to rise above anything sent against you. Eating it once a week is not about the ritual. It is about the message you send to yourself and to the spiritual world. The message is clear. You will not live under the grip of curses, you will not allow poverty to define your story, and you will not let evil spirits dictate your future. You will live free, and you will live strong. Every week that you practice this discipline, you are reinforcing that truth. You are carving it deeper into your being. Over time, the fear that once held you begins to dissolve. The heaviness that once surrounded you begins to lift. Opportunities that once seemed far away begin to appear in front of you. Your life starts to carry a different energy, one that attracts peace, protection, and prosperity. This is not about perfection, it is about persistence. You do not need to be flawless to live in abundance, but you do need to be consistent. A single drop of water, falling again and again, can carve through stone. In the same way, your weekly act of purification, your weekly choice of strength, will carve a path of freedom and blessings through your life. So never forget, when body and spirit walk in unity, you become unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable. Eat this once a week, and you will not only drive away witchcraft, poverty, and evil spirits, you will step into the fullness of the life you were always meant to live.